Have one on Pop, and today we're going to do something a little different than what I usually do. Now, I've never really reviewed a game before. You know, this isn't really something I normally do. You know, I usually just play the game or talk about it, like link it to you so you can play it yourself. Okay, that's kind of my thing. That I show old games or like games that like have been pretty much forgotten about. I try to bring them back into cultural relevance. Okay, that's kind of my thing. That's kind of my deal. But this game really fucking deserves it. It really deserves a review. I mean, it really deserves me talking about it. Because, like, throughout the entire game, I had mixed feelings about it, and I really need to talk about it, okay? Because I don't know how else to, like, say my feelings about what they've done to this game and the series as a whole. So let's start, okay? This game is called Return to Monkey Island. It's in the Monkey Island series. There's, like, been five, 6 games. Yeah. I played all of them. I played all of them in order. This was the last one to play. I decided to like start from the roots of the game and then play it here. I played 1, 2, both of them remastered in the original. I played the third game, that was great. I played the fourth game, that was the tank control one, and that one was great in terms of riding and everything, but like controlling the fucking Guybrush Threepwood throughout the level was awful. It was around that time where LucasArts was trying to do like fucking like tank control adventure games with the fucking whole, you know, Resident Evil's popularity. So they did with Indiana Jones, and they did with Monkey Island. It didn't really pan out well for them. I mean, it was really fucking hard to control. But they were still great games, and they were probably my favorites in the series of what they'd done. Monkey Island has always been a game about parody, satire, you know, jokes, well-written humor, and dialogue and characters. Without the characters, this game would not have gone far, but every single character for the previous game was, like, interesting and, like, really popped out, you know? It was just when you look at it from a certain point of view, it was just like a point-and-click adventure game, nothing special. But to me, it was something special. And now we got this Return to Monkey Island, because every single movie or every single game needs a fucking sequel or a reboot or fucking whatever. They take what you love about it and they don't understand it. They don't understand why the series was good in the first place. And this is one of those examples. In fact, this is a prime example. Now, is it egregiously bad? No, not at all. In fact, it probably doesn't even deserve as many negative reviews as it has. But it doesn't deserve the popular reviews either. It's such a middle-of-the-road experience that I lack the words. But I'm going to try to formulate it in a way that, like, that you can understand. Because this game really deserves me, like, saying something about it. Because I feel like it's not being, like, loved or hated for right reasons. As someone who actually like fucking adores the series, I feel like I'm good enough to talk about it. I really do. So let's start with the scrapbook, shall we? Let's recap, and I'll talk to you while we're learning, okay? Now, if you're wondering where the music is, I turned it down because the music was starting to piss me off. It was like a repetitive fucking like loop. It kind of sounded like the RuneScape, you know, the RuneScape like fucking sea shanty music. It was just on loop. It wasn't as catchy or good.
Hey, want to see my mighty pirate scrapbook? It's filled with my adventures.
Yeah, Guybrush Threepwood. Let me turn that down. Guybrush Threepwood is back, of course. All the voice actors are here, so that's not a problem. Okay. There's no problem with the voice acting. They all delivered their lines well. So the voice acting isn't a problem. I give that an A plus. There's no real problems. Some of them could have acted a little bit better. Some of them didn't really like put their A game into it, but like most of them did. So there's no problem with that.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a mighty pirate.
Guybrush Threepwood is still pretty much what you imagine him to be. You know, he still like makes like random fucking jokes. You know, he's still scared of porcelain, all that kind of shit. You know, there's no problems with his character really, except the world he's in now is so different than what he was in that it didn't even feel like an adventure. It just felt like rehashing old ground in the worst way possible. It was like just like not a quote-unquote remaster of the original, but they didn't want to make a remaster, so they just took the original ideas and then they just fucking, you know, flopped the ball with it, I guess. If you really wanted to play like a really good game, just play the original. Like, why do you rehash the old ground about Monkey Island? You know, the secret of Monkey Island was a joke. The whole point of the secret, quote-unquote, was that it was a joke. There was no secret. The secret was that he already found it. I mean, there was no secret. And then the writers and everyone didn't understand what to do either with the whole thing. So yeah, let's continue on.
In the old days, you became a pirate by completing 3 trials to prove your worth.
These are the 3 pirate guys from the original. They were like there. And there's no reason to like hear him talk about it because I'm going to talk about it.
This is when I met
But I'll do a couple.
The love of my life. She was governor at the time.
Elaine in this game is written so weirdly. Like I don't know what this fucking like trope is with like male characters like not having a female protagonist like actually be in love with them anymore. But Elaine like really was like just like really weird the whole entire time. I thought she was like possessed or something. Like she was just gonna like stab Freepo in the back. She did not act like how she usually does. She acted like fucking vain. She like hated him most of the time. She thought he was stupid. And he is stupid. He's a himbo. That's the point. But like she really did not act like how Elaine should act. I mean, she was like really weird throughout the entire thing. It was like they don't know how to write her. You know, they try to like make her like mysterious or something. I don't know. It was just stupid. I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do.
Things took an unexpected turn while I was working on the 3 trials. I scraped together a crew. Carla, Otis, and Meathook joined me on my voyage to Monkey Island to save Elaine.
Carla and Otis are in the game. That is confirmed. Carla's like the mayor or like the governor or some bullshit. I don't know, some stupid bullshit like that. They try to make her like a powerful. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she was powerful, but like in a fun way, and then I don't know. Otis is still Otis. They literally have not changed him at anything. He's still funny. He's probably one of the best parts of the game and the most interesting. He's dating her, so that was fun. You know, Meathook is not in the game. I do not know where Meathook is. It's never explained really why he's gone. I mean, they say something, I think, but like, he should be in the game. There's no reason for him not to be in the game. And Stan was also in the game, of course, because every Monkey Island needs Stan in it. But he was like the most like forgettable part of the game. Like he was like taken to like an icicle prison, right? And the whole point is like you're trying to break him out because he was a con man, a swifter. He didn't have like a unique business in this, you know. It was like really weird. And he was like not even like the best part of the game. And he usually is. And it's not like his voice actor like didn't do a good job. He did, but it's like it was just so poor writing, dude. It's like really bad. Like they didn't do anything with it. He was only there to be a cameo. He wasn't like actually a part of the game, really. Like of course you have to rescue him, blah blah blah. But like he was more just felt like a cameo thrown in rather than an actual part of character, like part of the story. And of course, Ghost Pilot LeChuck is of course the villain in this, even though the Telltale game, I mean, sorry. The Telltale game was supposed to be like, oh, you know, the voodoo lady was actually the villain the whole time. She was manipulating everyone. And that was such a cool plot twist. And they could have ran with that. But they didn't. So they just fucking used Ghost LeChuck again. For like the 50 billionth time.
Monkey Island was a steaming volcanic mystery, covered with jungle and not found on any map.
Yeah, you go back here, of course, and you do some fucking stupid puzzle shit with the skulls, and basically you're just basically doing the first game over again, okay? And there's new graphics and like returning characters from like different series of the games, you know, and different references, but basically you're just doing the same shit over and over again. Like it's not an original pirate adventure. It's doing the same thing again. To find a secret, we'll get into that later. Also, Herman Toofrot was revealed in the 4th game to be like Elaine's grandfather. They kind of retconned that. They don't like mention he's like her grandfather or like his real name. I mean, he's just Herman Toofrot again. It's never explained why.
I met an old castaway there, Herman Toothrot. He and the locals wrote a lot of indignant letters to each other.
And he's still Herman Toofrot. He still says funny things. He's probably one of the funnier parts of the game, honestly. But like, I don't know, man. I mean, from what I was playing, from what I was enjoying, he did feel like they just tried to like retcon his character. Like they try to make all the games canon in this, but they like fail because they write the characters so poorly and they like forget things because like there's this whole mechanic in the game. We'll get into it. There's a trivia mechanic, okay? But we'll get into that a little bit later. But the thing is, the writers and everyone should know these characters. They should know what happened to the story. They didn't even have to play the game. They could look up a Let's Play or a walkthrough. They didn't have to like play it themselves because some of the parts were bullshit, like the fucking monkey combat in the 4th game. That was awful. I hate the monkey combat. That's why I'm never gonna play the 4th one on camera because it's just gonna like, if you actually want to see me like fucking have a hernia, that's what's gonna happen.
We wound up back on Melee Island for the stunning conclusion to my first big adventure.
Honestly, that ending in the 1st game was like one of my favorite endings ever in anything ever. I really love that. It just makes me feel good. It had a feel good ending. I really like that. I don't really like good endings, but I really like that.
I defeated LeChuck, and he basically exploded.
Yeah, basically exploded.
These are from the time I went to find the treasure of Big Whoop.
Now this is like the perfect example of what I'm talking about here with like some of the art style. Now I do not hate the art style. I get what they were going for. They were going for like a storybook thing, like Guy Rush is like reading you like a bedtime story. I get it. It looks good. Okay, is it my favorite art style they'd used? God no, not even close. The third one, the Saturday morning like Courage the Cowardly Dog cartoon art style. Now that was great. That was fucking fantastic. But this was not good, dude. In terms of like the best art style they ever used, not even close. Is it bad? No, I like it. I like the art style, but it's not as good as some of the other shit they've used in the previous games. Now characters have returned, like Wally. He was from the second game, and the third game I think. Was he in the Telltale version? I don't remember. I don't think he was in the Telltale version.
I met my good friend Wally, who makes maps, and I stole his monocle. Good time.
I fucking love Wally. I mean, he's pretty much the same exact character as he was in the second game, so that's good. Now the voodoo lady.
The mysterious voodoo lady at the International House of Mojo taught me to make a voodoo doll, which came in handy more than once.
They again, what I was telling you about was they retconned her, like, she's not the evil, like, controlling overlord anymore. Like, that was the whole point of the Telltale game. It was, like, basically setting it all up for her to be the villain. And they didn't even do that. She's just your helper now, again. And her redesign sucks. I hate this. I don't know what the fuck they were going for, but it looks terrible. I really do not like it. Like, most of the characters look great, even in their new redesign. They understand. But the voodoo lady, really, I don't know. Compared to her previous like incarnations of who she was, I don't like her. She wasn't funny or interesting. She was only there to be there. I mean, you could say that about most of the characters in this game, like Wally. But I mean, Wally had like a little bit of like a fucking, you know, he was a little bit more to a cameo, you know. And she's only there to be there, is what I'm trying to say to you.
Elaine always seems to know when I need her.
Okay, next one.
One time, Elaine got turned into a statue. Well, LeChuck was behind it, of course. That guy never gives up.
Yeah, he never gives up, and he never will. Because they're going to keep using him as the fucking, you know, character. You know, the main bad guy for this entire series. They try to do something different, and we'll get into that a little bit later. With, you know, with Ozymandias, I think his name was. Yeah, Ozymandias. I love that guy. I thought he was a really cool villain, like, well, LeChuck, but they never used him again. I mean, they basically killed him off. And they never really tried to make, like, a new villain besides that.
It was around this time that I met Murray, the allegedly all-powerful demonic skull, after a rousing sea battle.
I love Murray. He's one of my favorite characters in anything ever. I'm glad he's in the game. I mean, he's just Murray. I mean, he's probably the best part of the game, honestly. But again, he's just a cameo. He's just a cameo. And I'll explain what I mean by that a little bit later, okay?
I got eaten by a snake.
Vor.
The fact that he turned her into a statue tells me LeChuck doesn't really love Elaine. He thinks of her as furniture.
That's not even true. That is pretty much something the Guybrush would say.
This was a great
Candied
game.
almonds.
Though in retrospect, we shouldn't have had the scum bar handle the catering.
Probably not.
I wrote a great haiku for the wedding invitation.
You see, some of the jokes do land. Some of the writing is good. I'm not going to dismiss it completely. You know, there is some good shit here, okay? That's not the point. That's not the point at all.
Oh, man. This was that crazy time LeChuck teamed up with an Australian billionaire and tried to use a mystical talisman to make Elaine his bride.
Yeah, I love this. Ozymandias was a very cool villain. I thought it was very interesting and really cool and epic.
Everything started because they thought Elaine was dead, so they held an election to replace her. I made a goofy monster out of prosthetic body parts. It didn't help with anything, but I had fun doing it.
I actually didn't do that in my first playthrough. I didn't even know you could do that, but that was pretty fun. If you could, I should replay it. Maybe I'll replay it for the channel, but I fucking hate that game's gameplay, so I don't know.
The ultimate insult wasn't really ultimate, or even an insult at all. Or was it?
Yeah, it was just monkey noises.
LeChuck and I battled it out on a grand scale that time.
They don't even tell you about Ozymandias. Like, he was like the main antagonist of the game, and they don't even mention his name. It's kind of weird. They just say Australian billionaire. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who actually liked him as a villain. I don't fucking know. I really like that game is what I'm trying to say. And I'll explain why a little bit later, okay?
Then there was the time I accidentally let loose LeChuck's pox over the entire Caribbean. Or so it seemed.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. They're trying to make it canon, but they don't actually make it canon, okay? All the shit that you did in that game is not canon because, like, the fucking whole voodoo shit is pretty much forgotten. And it was really interesting, like, fucking plot. And this game had cameos, of course it did, but it also had original interesting characters, and that was the point of the fucking game. It had all these fucking cool characters, you know, like the fucking, like, the first mate you have, you know, the guy obsessed with maps. That was a really cool character, and Telltale loved him so much they kept using him for Poker Night. That's how much of a cool character he was, because they know how to make interesting characters. Okay, you could give Telltale shit for all you want, like have another story choices matter or shit like that. But they do care about characters, and they do care about making interesting ones. Just look at Sam and Max games if you want to like argue with me, okay? It was a really weird game too. It's probably one of the weirdest in the series, but I actually liked it.
Oh, here's that voodoo doll from the end of my Big Whoop adventure.
This whole game is trying to be like a big whoop adventure kind of thing with like the whole, you'll get what I mean later. That was a voice crack. Sorry about that.
These are from the time I found the secret of Monkey Island.
No, he did not. That's one of the biggest reasons I'm pissed off about the entire game.
I made the unusual decision to join LeChuck's crew as a way to get to Monkey Island.
This was a very interesting part of the game, and I actually liked it. It's probably my favorite part of the game, the whole, like, get on board, like, with Truck's crew. But the characters that you actually meet are fucking all annoying, or, like, are just fucking shitty, There's only one character, and that's Apple Bob. He's not a new character. He's from the original game. He's from a remastered version of the original game. I mean, it's the same voice actor and everything, so...
I learned more than I ever wanted to know about mops.
This game has a really weird thing about mops. It's not even funny. It just like takes you out of the way of the game. It's the whole thing about the mop, getting like the special mop. I don't fucking know.
In some quarters, my reputation was a disadvantage.
Pretty much.
I started my voyage at the Scum Bar, but right away I could tell it wasn't going to be like old times.
Yeah, it really was not going to be like old times. You got that right, Guybrush. You got that right.
The new pirate leaders were focused on sacking and pillaging. But plunder stats aren't everything.
Let's start with these. These three. I hate these characters. They're awful. They're awfully written. They don't help you. They're shit antagonists. They're not interesting. They're fucking like cookie cutters cutouts of what like a good antagonist should be. Like, why even have them in the game? Like, these guys right here, they replace the fucking like old pirate leaders, okay? So you got 2 women and a black guy. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, and they're so fucking generic. Like, look at them. Do you think they're interesting compared to every other character? Compared to the voodoo lady? Compared to Wally? Compared to Murray? A fucking talking skull is more interesting than these characters. And they're only put in here to make like a little joke about how, like, oh, things are changing. There are more women, minorities in games now. Things are different now. But the thing is, you just put them in there to put them in there. You didn't actually care about the characters or write them well. None of them were interesting or fun. They just sucked. I'm gonna be honest. Now, there is a new character I did like, and I hope that we'll see her. But if we don't, I'll show you, okay?
Serving on LeChuck's ship was an interesting experience.
Okay, here we go. Right here. All these characters suck, basically. None of them are interesting. They're all forgettable. She's kind of okay. She kind of has some good dialogue, and like she responds in like how you expect like a fucking Monkey Island character would. Okay, she's pretty okay. She's all right. The zombie and him, no. And this guy just reads his book. All these characters just, they're. I hate when fucking people write it like this. Quirky friend groups is the only thing I can explain this, okay? Like, your quirky, like, Discord friends is the only way I can explain these characters. They're not fun or interesting, okay? Not at all. I didn't think so, anyway.
Gullet was my supervisor. Not a very pleasant guy.
Oh, yeah, Gullet had a little thing going on. He was pretty funny with the whole thing about him. He just kept getting fucked up in the ass by Guybrush on accident, getting murdered. And they replaced him.
I grew to like the crew. I forgot all about looking like a zombie and starting a mutiny and seizing the ship.
I did not grow to like the crew. I mean, not at all. Not really.
My disguise held up great, right up until we were nearing Monkey Island, when it, well, there was a failure.
Yeah, there was a failure, all right.
I got thrown off the ship, but that was okay. I'd gotten as far as I needed to. The actual return to Monkey Island was not what I expected.
I don't think anyone expected it, to be honest. I mean, everyone pretty much hated it.
I learned some deeply personal things about my nemesis, LeChuck.
The ending is one of the worst things that the fucking game has ever done. I mean, I'm being genuine with you, okay? The ending to this game is one of the fucking stupidest things I've ever had the displeasure of watching. And I'm going to show it to you, too. Because it deserves it. It deserves for you to know what they've done. And how they fucked it up.
The temporary pact I made with my enemies turned out to be about 5 minutes more temporary than I had hoped. Everybody had a map. Some more useful than others.
Wally's in heaven.
Elaine and I rebuilt my old ship, the Sea Monkey, so we could sail back to Melee.
Trademark.
We all thought the secret would be on the island somewhere.
Oh, it was.
It was a race to get to the secret first.
Okay, let's see.
I broke Stan out of prison.
That was a big plot point, breaking Stan out of prison.
I'm not sure Trent ever thought very far ahead.
Trent was okay. He was okay, but I mean, he was just there to be there and put more black characters in the game. That's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, his whole entire thing was kind of meaningless.
Lila was scheming to betray Madison and LeChuck.
Yeah, she was fucking annoying. She was one of those, teleports behind you, kind of edgy, kind of pirates. I don't like her.
Madison was scheming to betray LeChuck.
None of these characters were good. These three were fucking awful.
LeChuck teamed up with Madison, but that was never going to last. I hunted down all 5 golden keys. I wonder if I was supposed to keep these.
The key thing was very Monkey Island. I'll give him that. But the thing is, you didn't really meet a lot of interesting characters. Most of the characters are just like forgettable, like with one piece of dialogue. They're just background animated characters. They're not like all unique characters that you like get invested with and like are interested about. They just exist to be there. They push the plot forward.
Whitey Bones told me all about the golden keys.
Whitey Bones is the only good new character, I'd say. She's the only one that actually fits the pirate theme. She's funny. She's interesting. She's like good. She's a well-written character. And all in all, she was like the best part of the game. The best part of the new game. Whoever wrote her actually understands what a fucking good pirate character should be. She really, really like popped. I really liked her. She felt like an old school, Monkey Island character. I really appreciated that.
Elaine had a lot on her plate, but she was with me in the end.
Not really. I mean, she basically just was just fucking with you the entire game.
Carla handled earthquake relief as best she could under the circumstances.
Carl was there.
I visited Herman Toothrot in his cozy hermit cave. I unseated the reigning queen to become the last queen of Bermuda.
Yeah, there's this whole thing about Bermuda. It's basically like an ice level area. It's kind of boring and bland, and none of the characters are really interesting. You basically become the king of Bermuda. I don't know.
The voodoo lady disappeared.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess that happened.
Wally was kidnapped.
Again, third time. Maybe in the fourth
I
time.
chased LeChuck back to Monkey Island again, and I tracked him down. I found Wally.
Yeah, but I left him for dead.
Oh, shoot. I wonder when this fell out. Oh, shoot. I wonder when this fell out.
I don't know what that's about.
Someone had devised a series of themed pirate monkey puzzles to keep out the unworthy.
Basically me.
Elaine held off Flair Gory while I went into the monkey. I made this mock-up of the final puzzle. I think it's pretty neat.
I think it's neat too, though. It's pretty cool.
Wait, what's this?
Okay, so that's basically all the story plot points, but we'll get into the actual game, okay? But first, this is what you get for doing the ending. I'm just gonna show it off, okay? So this isn't spoilers or anything. It's just like a letter from like the developers to you. June 18th, 2020. Development won't start for another month or so, but we've been thinking about this for a while. It seems like a good time to jot down a few thoughts and then stash them away so our time capsule message to our future selves about what we're setting out to do with Return to Monkey Island. Who knows? We might learn something. You can already tell it's going to be bad. Monkey Island has historically been a reflection of the lives of the people who made the games. The Secret Monkey Island was about a young person setting out to pursue an exciting new career. As designers in our 20s, this is what we all were. And that's part of the reason it was good. Now, most people don't understand that was it, okay? But that was what made it appeal. The appeal was the adventure. The appeal was the characters. The appeal was the writing. The appeal was the fucking goofy jokes, okay? It was well written. It was crass. It was raw. It was good, okay? It was funny most of the time. It was funny. The sequel, LeChuck's Revenge, was in many ways about the difficulties to make a sequel, or at least about what one does immediately after something that felt like a great success, but which went unnoticed by most of the world at large. And that is why the second one is my personal favorite, because it really did feel like a sequel game. It made jokes about being a sequel. But it was a really amazing game. It was well written. It was fun. It was cool. I liked playing it. Many years, 20 later, after Guybrush had gone on a couple of adventures with other teams who had their own hopes and challenges, we set out to make Tales of Monkey Island as a story about trust, and it is, but what jumps out most of us is feel like a story about grown-ups. No, it's not. No, it's not at all. Not at all. Now, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, oh, we grew up now. But that's just it, dude. I mean, you lost a lot of the creativity that you once had. The creativity bucket has gone dry. The jokes aren't fucking as funny anymore. And most of it was just about, like, Guybrush being a fucking dad now, and that was it. It's fucking annoying, because that does appeal to a lot of new people, especially a new audience. Now, I'm not against the whole, like, Guybrush being a dad thing. I'm not. I'm really not. But, like, that was, like, the whole point of the game, most of it, you know? You're not even really going on the adventure. You're just hearing a story about him going on the adventure. That he's basically making up as he goes along. Because that's what we were. Many of us 40s by then, with children lives and a lumpy, crusted layer of experience. You should know better by now. Sorry about that. We all well into our 50s now. We have, like, fuck 50s, man. That kind of depresses me. We've had lengthy careers, we've made a lot of games, but Monkey Island still defines us to a certain degree. Or at least in the minds of many, we are. Those guys who made that game a long time ago. Yeah, the minds of me. The minds of me, yeah. It feels like there's some unfinished business there that will never be finished because you fucked it up. When the opportunity arose to come back to Monkey Island, we were pretty much on the same page as what we wanted to do. Fuck it all up to make a cash grab. That's pretty much what happened. Guybrush, like us, is older now. He's had a long, reasonably successful career, but he's mostly associated with something that happened a long time ago. I mean, that's one person's opinion, dude. And that feels unfinished to him. I mean, it was finished. The whole point of Secret was a joke. The whole thing was a joke. The game is a goofy pirate adventure, barely. The same as always, barely. But also it's a story about trying to recapture the past with all its alleged youthful strength and glory. That, they do well. That, I will say, they do well. Guybrush will both succeed and fail at this. He will sort of get what he wants, but it won't be what expected. Nobody expected what you've done. I predict the same for us. Yeah. 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 Note to self, get more paper for the rest of my adventures. That's cute. I like that. I like that at the end. Now then, let's talk about that, shall we? This game makes Guybrush, a lot of games and movies are doing this. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate this trope. They're making Guybrush to be like the old fucking loser, you know, and all these new characters like so much cooler and more better than the boomer, you know. I hate that shit. Anyone who writes characters like that should be fucking smacked upside the fucking head. That's the worst way to write a character. It makes him like the most unendearing, annoying, obnoxious character you could possibly think of. Guybrush isn't even that old in this game. Now I know all the like writers of the shit are like 50 years older, you know, 50 years old right now. But that doesn't give them an excuse to like do this kind of shit. This shitty cash grab reboot kind of shit, you know? I expect better from the Guybrush name, the Monkey Island name, okay? Because all you've had so far is zingers, and then you stopped for a while, and then you brought zingers back with Telltale. There was no reason for this game to do as well as it did, or as badly as it did, okay? I don't know how to explain this. Because it's not really even like a unique game, okay? It's just you're doing the same shit over and over again. Now watch this.
Do you remember where we were?
See, this is the young Guybrush Threepwood. This is older Guybrush Threepwood. Let's just get to the story.
Let's just get to the story.
Here we are at the end of the game. This is spoilers, okay? Spoilers. So if you don't want to look, don't look, okay? The whole thing about this game.
I found the secret of Monkey Island, and all it was this stupid t-shirt.
Now, is that funny? Yes, it was funny. But it was also fucking stupid. The entire fucking point of this game being made was to answer a secret that you said was unfinished. Not just rip off the fucking Secret of Monkey Island 2's ending, okay? Return of the Ghost Pirate with Chuck. That's what you did. You just took the joke of the fucking t-shirt, one of the funny jokes of the many jokes from the first game, and you just made it the ending of the game. That's it. Let's hear it again.
I found the secret of Monkey Island, and all it was this stupid t-shirt.
Yes. Yes. That is the entire game. That's the ending. Now there's a hint book in this game, I should let you know. What do I do now? Sporting amusement park. Thanks, that's all I need to know. There's a hint book in this game, which is good, because some of the puzzles are kind of difficult, but most of them are easy. I mean, for me anyway. Here's something. Now, you see, there's a bunch of fucking, pirate questions, right? Okay, from all the different games, So if you like trivia questions, like give you rewards, this is the game for you. But they're really very specific questions, like how many hermit crabs have made their homes on Barebones Island? Like shit you wouldn't really like pay attention to or count. What's the name of the Rogue's Pirate Herbert's favorite book? You see, shit like this. And there's a to-do list, so you can see? It tells you what to do, basically. Like your Pip-Boy. And this is much better in terms of point-and-click gaming,
Good thing LeChuck didn't find the secret first. I don't think it's his size.
They're all fucking animatronics.
Back to my boring flooring inspector job. Until next time.
This ending's fucking stupid for many reasons. Anyway, let's go back to Elaine. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Don't forget to shut off all the lights.
Oh, god damn it.
The switch is locked. The switch is locked. The switch is locked.
The switch is locked, apparently.
The switch is locked.
I forgot the... Do I need the key?
XYZZY. Huh. I guess it doesn't work everywhere. The switch is locked.
How do I turn off...
Locked.
How do I turn it off again?
Historic landmark. The original secret, a pirate adventure park. Established 1989 by R. Gilbert.
Wait, why does it say 1989? That makes no sense. That doesn't make any sense. He's not in the 1980s. What the fuck? I get what they're trying to do, but fuck, man.
The switch is locked.
Stands a clown, I guess.
It's empty. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty.
No, how do you turn off the lights? Because I want to show you the ending. God damn it.
The switch is locked. I'm ready to go.
Don't forget to shut off all the lights.
I don't know how to shut off all the lights. I forgot.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
No, what?
Score. Free popcorn.
Free popcorn. Wait, maybe it's back down the alley?
Must have locked when I came out. It seems to be stuck closed.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I can't find the fucking thing. Basically, the ending is basically a bunch of things where the fucking son basically asks what the secret of Monkey Island really was. And he says, oh, it could be the friends we made along the way. It could be treasure. It could be anything you wanted. But that's fucking stupid. Give us a definitive ending. You're probably never gonna get another chance to make another game with all the voice actors and shit. This is your one chance to do it, and you fucked it up. All for a fucking cash grab. Let's be honest, it was a cash grab. Okay? It wasn't made out of love, it wasn't made out of passion, it was just recycling old shit that you knew worked. Just to fucking churn out a fucking piece of content that you fucking knew would make a little bit of money from old fans while trying to appeal to a new audience that you'd forget about. I mean, that's all it is. I'm gonna show you some more in the game.
Where we were?
Just get in the story.
Let's just get to the story.
And there's really weird shit in this game too, in terms of humor. There's this thing about Guybrush has to get a flag from a bunch of pirates on a ship, and this whole thing is a COVID anti-vaxxer metaphor because the pirates don't want to eat limes because they think it's gonna rot their teeth or some shit like that. The whole thing is just a fucking COVID joke, which I know a lot of games and movies and shit were doing it around the time, but here's the thing: it ages poorly. Okay, now I know that old games like this, some of the jokes age poorly. I'm not talking about the humor, making a gay joke that holds up pretty well. I'm talking about I'm bisexual. Okay, I can say it. The whole thing about the whole old games like that is when they make a joke like that, it's kind of nostalgic in a weird way because sometimes they say something it's like Duke Nukem with the televisions in the bar having O.J. Simpson's chase. Okay, shit like that. But shit like this ages really poorly because it's an event that's not going to have any effect on anyone that didn't live in the time. Okay, it's making a joke about the swine flu. Okay, that might get a few laughs and some people might remember it, but overall it just weakens the entire experience because it just shows a lack of fucking care for the writing because you just have to find modern day shit for equivalents make it relevant. That's fucking stupid. Okay.
How's the book, Bob?
Oh, it's very funny. I don't think I've ever heard any of the jokes before.
Yeah, I like Apple Bob. He was from the original game. He was from the original first game, but he was from the remaster. That was the same voice actor from the remaster. So he's not technically a new character, in a way you'd think.
So, everything's more or less ready to go?
As soon as Madison's ship gets underway, we'll follow it.
Why wasn't Madison's ship going yet?
Well, they still needed a flattened skull to finish their potion, and it was up to me to get it over to them.
You see, the whole story is taking place as Guybrush tells it. So he tells it to the boy. We're basically the boy in the scenario. Listen to the story. Oh no, it's really weird. Now let me load again. This is the beginning of the game, the first, original. I don't know who the fuck D
What you
is.
looking at?
Those kids jumping rope down there? They're doing it wrong.
I don't know who the fuck D is. We never actually see her again, I don't think. She's just kind of here. But yeah, this is basically young Guybrush and like, I don't know, Chucky, I guess. I don't know how the fuck that works, because I don't, it's not like Lane fucked Guybrush and LeChuck. So I don't know why they look like that. It's kind of weird. But you're basically a kid going around, you're doing shit like, you know, dicking around with the things. Also, these guys aren't his parents anymore, I don't think. Even though they were in the second game. I don't know. The whole thing is fucking very bizarre in how it's written.
I should throw my coin in and make a wish.
There's also scurvy dogs. Vomit humor, very classy.
Yuck! I don't think that was ketchup.
Whoops.
Let's load back.
Do you remember where we were?
Yeah, let's get to the
Let's
story.
just get to the story.
Now, there is a lot of returning characters I'll show you when we'll go to the Scum Bar. Cobb is here, the best character ever.
Cobb?
You again? I know you.
I fucking love this guy.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah.
He actually makes the funniest joke in the entire game about the fucking, like, his, like, ask me about lube button being stuck to his chest and he can't get it off. It's like permanently glued to him. And all the background characters aren't really, like, well, you know.
So much to do.
He was from the original game, if I remember correctly. I mean, they're just there to be there, and occasionally they say something funny, but not
Don't
really.
look now, but I think there's a leech on your chin.
Buzz. Off.
See what I mean? There were so many other things he could have said. All he said was buzz off.
Don't look now, but I think there's a leech on your chin.
Buzz. Off.
What's that you're drinking?
Large. Get lost.
See, everyone just is a rude shithead in this game. They're just rude shithead. They don't make funny jokes. They just treat it like garbage the entire game. They're not endearing characters. And before you say something like, oh, you know, I'm glad there's more black characters in this game, King Solomon from the original games was black, and he was cool. He was a well-written character. He's very interesting, because he was like a very sketchy salesman. They're just putting these characters in, and they don't even give a shit, okay? They don't even give a fuck. And there's other characters, too. I'll show you. We'll go up here. And you should remember this for the original game. The Watchman is here. The Night Watchman. The Lookout.
Hi again. Say,
You'll have to excuse me. I think I see something on the horizon.
I like this guy.
say.
You'll have to excuse me. I think I see something on the horizon.
So you'll recognize a lot of characters, especially if you play the original game. But you won't see a lot of characters except for Murray in terms of like the 3 or 4ths. They only want to reference the original 2, I guess. Not the other games. I don't know why. They try to make them canon, but they're not canon, is the thing. All in all, I don't know how to feel about this game. I really don't. Like, there's a lot of shit I like about it, but like most of the shit I do not like. I think it's poorly made and poorly written.
Do you remember where we were?
You know what? Remind me a little.
Kind of. But remind me a little?
Okay. I was after the secret of Monkey Island.
Trademark.
And I decided that the easiest path to the island was to sign on to crew on LeChuck's ship. I would mount a mutiny at some convenient time. I was pretty much ready to go board the ship. Now, back to the story.
You see, I do like the storytelling angle they're doing. It's really fun. It's really clever. Okay, I like that. I do like that because it does fit like something pirates would do. They tell stories to each other. But the way it's written and the way it's presented.
How clever.
Yeah, how clever is right.
Hey.
What is it?
See, she's not bad. I mean, she's pretty interesting. She has a good design, but I don't know.
Come on, let me have the swabby job.
If you were anybody else and you had a mop, I'd hire you.
She has a good
Yeah,
voice,
yeah.
too.
So I'm sorry, I can't.
It's torn and ugly, but strangely compelling. It's soft and extra fuzzy.
As you can see, you got an inventory right here, you know. The standard point-and-click adventure game rules are applying here. There's nothing like, there's no stupid-ass, like, fucking, like, puzzle, like, sliding puzzles or nothing like that. So props to the game developers. All the puzzles actually make sense and are fun, okay? And you can't really say that about a lot of point-and-click games, okay? To say that the puzzles are fun in this game, you know, that's saying something, okay? Now, I think I've said all I need to say about this game. I really do. Now, let's talk about if I think you should play it or not. Now, most people would give you like something like fucking ludicrous confused score, like, oh, they said like, oh, this is a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, because that's the new like 5 or 4 or 3, you know. Getting a 6 out of 7 now is what a real like bad score was back in the day, because you can't give bad scores anymore. Even if the game like really fucking sucks. You know why? Because companies won't allow it. They'll bribe the fucking Game Informer or whatever to give them a passing score, just so they don't lose all their money. Gaming magazines used to mean something, man. They used to say what was on their mind and how they actually felt about the game. Now they just like make up bullshit because they didn't get paid enough, or they don't even play the game. You know, they just half-ass it. You know, I played the entire game from start to finish. You obviously can tell because I got the ending. So I'm not lying to you about that. Okay. This game, I'm not going to give it a number score. Number scores are fucking retarded, okay? It's not 1 out of 10. Oh, this game's a 5 out of 10. That's stupid. I'm going to tell you if you should play this game or not. Yes, I do think you should play this game. I really do. Even after all the gripes, after all the nitpicking, after all the bullshit I said, I do believe you should play this game. But only if you've played the other games in the series. If you haven't played the other games in the series, don't buy it, don't bother. Write it off. It's nothing. But if you actually want to play this game, you'll understand all the references, everything, because everything in this game is basically a cameo. There's no real new, good original content. It's all cameos. It's all callbacks. It's all shit like that. Everything new is pretty much garbage or unfunny or just boring bullshit. They really just dropped the ball on everything that wasn't a reference or cameo. I like references. I like references a lot. In fact, this whole series was built on references. But the point is that the game needs more than references. It needs interesting characters, well-written dialogue, and it needs to have an experience that lasts with you for the rest of your life. That's what the Monkey Island series was, to me anyway. That's what it always was. It was a series that strived to be the best it could be. It strived to be the most funny series. It strived to be like the most referential series it could possibly be. And of all the LucasArts games, this one has like the most like a soft spot in my heart. Just like the Indiana Jones games, just like, you know, Data Tentacle, Maniac Mansion, all that. I love this game. I love this series, is what I'm trying to say. I think you should buy this game on sale. Don't give this like game like $60 or full price. It's not worth it. It's a $10 callback game, and that's all it's worth. It's all it's worth. It's all it's ever going to be worth. It's like a $10 to $20 game, at best. I'd say even cheaper. Because you can get the original games for like 99 cents to $1, or like even cheaper on G2A, and you don't really need to spend like that much, and they're way better games, and you probably get them all in like a discount bundle. So why would you spend like $20 on a game you've already played and was much better in every possible way, is what I'm trying to say to you. Again, I don't hate it. I don't hate the game. It's just mediocre. It's mediocre. It's inoffensive. It's bland. It's just there. It's kind of raw, is what I'd say. If I was being Gordon Ramsay, it's raw. It's a raw game. And there was so much potential here. With the art style and the characters, they could have done so much more. Because they invented these series. They've invented these characters in the gameplay. They were the creators of it all. Wally, Murray, all these characters, they originally made them. And they dropped the ball. They don't know how to make characters anymore. I mean, they try their best. Oh, yeah. One more thing, since we're talking about characters. Now, Whitey Belt up here is actually a good character. She fits the lore of the series. She's funny. She drives the plot along. She has a good design. I like her. Now we go in here.
Welcome back.
What in the fuck were you thinking? What in the actual fuck were you thinking? How is this a pirate theme? This is not a pirate character. I know they fucking taken like liberties in the past, but a bald black female locksmith? Are you kidding me? She doesn't even say anything interesting or funny. She's only here for like puzzles and to show that she's here. There's no reason for her to be here. She's also like the daughter.
I see everyone in that portrait has lovely locks.
If you have to make a pun, at least make a good one.
God, she's so fucking unfunny. It's like actually hurts. Guybrush is actually making good jokes, and like none of these characters can say anything interesting afterwards. Can't say like, oh, you know, the key to good locks is good grooming or some shit like that. I don't know, something funny. You could have tried. Basically, all the characters in the game just get annoyed at Guybrush Threepwood for talking, and it's stupid. I hate that shit. I really do. And a lot of games are doing that. I fucking hate it. I really fucking hate it. She has a horrible design. She's not funny. She's only here because the developers wanted you to know there's black characters in the game now. They dropped the ball. I mean, they're just using a token at this point. And they can write good black characters. They can put them in. Whitey Bones is testament to that. But with fucking her, what the fuck is the point of her? A bald black woman, really? Is that how far you've gone on the fucking, like, make an interesting character? She feels so out of place. It's kind of fucking insulting. And I'm not against black characters. I just want them to be well written and actually fit into the theme and the lore of the series. You know, not just haphazardly thrown in. See, look, she's saying crazy bullshit. Like, listen to her.
A lock is a beautiful thing. A key, even more so.
Do you see what I'm talking about here? Like, her voice acting is phenomenal. She's interesting. She's funny. She's cool. I like Whitey Bones. That's all there's to say about it. You did not give
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
You did not give a fucking single shit when making this character. Even the name is a stupid pun. The whole character you've written here is fucking garbage. It's not because she's black. It's not because she's a woman. It's because she doesn't fit anything, and she's only here to be here, to make you look good and more progressive. She's a fucking insult to good writing and good characters. I don't like her. I know that was a little mean for me to say, but I don't give a shit. Because you have to say it, okay? Because she sticks out like a sore thumb. That was my review of Return to Monkey Island. And we returned to Monkey Island all right. We came back, we retread old ground, and we didn't do anything really new or exciting. And what we did do was very uninteresting. The whole point of the game was just to make that t-shirt joke at the end. That was it. I'm kind of just fucking salted, really, that this is the level we're at. This is the quality. Could I do better? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they've had a lot of games, a lot of different shit. I'd at least give more of a fucking shit about it, you know? And instead of just making like a fucking like half-ass crash grab to relive your glory days. This series deserves better. A lot of series deserve better, and we aren't getting it. It kind of pisses me off. So yeah, I'd say play the game, get on discount, you know. Don't pay full price. God no, not a million years. I honestly just will recommend you to play the original games, like the original 4 and the Telltale 1 especially. Telltale 1 is so fucking underrated. It's like if this game was good, it like make references, callbacks, jokes, all that shit, but it actually has unique characters, all that. Yeah, so that was my review of Monkey Island. Return to Monkey Island. And that's all there needs to say about it. Anyway, I'm Pop. I'll see you next time if I ever do a review again. See ya.